how to even have like that angle and what part of the room to sit in and stuff like that.
Do you know how to disable that stupid Windows peeking thing when you hover over a tab and then it like makes all of your current windows like disappear?
Oh, I have no idea. I can't remember mine doing that.
Fucking annoying as hell.
I mean, I remember it used to do it, but I can't remember it doing it for a while.
It's so
I don't think
annoying.
I turned it off though. You on Windows 10 or Windows 11?
11. I hate Windows 11. I
Yeah,
prefer
Windows
10.
11. I thought Windows 10 was pretty good actually compared to
Yeah.
Windows 8.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I've like I've got this Mac now and I'm using it and like it's good. Like it is good. It's a very powerful computer. Um very user friendly and stuff like that. But so far I'm not like whenever I go back to my Windows computer, I'm not like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm on a Windows computer now." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not like that devastating to go between the two. And actually I'm finding it easier than I thought to just switch constantly.
That's good.
Yeah, well, I kind of thought like the hotkeys would all get mixed up and my fingers would be annoyed, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's not really like that at all. Like your body is really good at knowing what context it's in, you know, and switching the muscle memory up. It's like how on my split keyboard, all the symbols are in different places. And I just
Mm-hmm.
assumed that like it would make it hard to use a normal keyboard, but it doesn't at all. Like when I'm at a normal keyboard, I know where all the symbols are, and when I'm on my split keyboard, my fingers know where all the symbols are without me really having to try.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, right? Like you can kind of save multiple muscle memories for different occasions.
Um, yeah. I guess also because you've been using a keyboard for so long in your life. Uh,
Yeah, I think once you get over a certain hump with something, you kind of don't forget it anymore. Like even if you do something alternative to that.
I wonder if you ever will forget it, though.
Probably if I really didn't use a normal keyboard for a really long time, I think I would, but it's still, like I still use the normal keyboard for a lot of different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's
so
fair.
I'm never out of practice, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Because, like, I used Maya for a really long time and then completely stopped using it. And now, when I try to use it again, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't use it anymore.
Your normal keyboard?
No, Maya. Like
Oh,
the
Maya.
software, Maya.
Maya.
Yeah.
Got it.
Um,
Because like all your hotkeys are all fucked up.
hotkeys and just like navigating the software is like I can't even like remember where the buttons and what the different things are.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's weird. Um, I use Blender now. So annoying.
Blender's cool. I want
Anyways,
to get better at using Blender myself, to
me
be
too.
honest.
I'm not very good at it. I'd like to
Um,
get better.
like I did a game jam a few months ago, like in January,
Mm-hmm.
and um sorry, I'm just trying to copy something. Yeah, I did a game jam a few months ago in January, and I used Blender, and I really, really liked how there were certain things I needed to make. I needed to make a flower, and I needed to make a curtain and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked how like the way that people did it was using Blender's physics engine to like simulate fabric, and then just taking a freeze frame and
Mm-hmm.
then exporting that as a mesh. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
pretty
I
cool technique. Yeah.
Yeah, I really didn't realize you could do that. And like with the flower, it was so cool because you just had to like cut out like a shape in a plane. You gave it like fabric simulation, and
Mm-hmm.
then you reversed the gravity and put a ball in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that the fabric simulation would float upwards and it would wrap around like the ball you put,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just pause it, delete the ball, export the mesh, and you got a flower.
Sweet. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, very, very cool.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff out there. I wish I was better at, but I'm not.
It wasn't
I'm.
very good. It
I
wasn't
mean,
good flour, but it was good enough. It was much better than anything I could have ever made, you know?
it takes practice still,
Yeah.
but um, that's pretty cool.
So are we streaming it?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We've been
Oh, I didn't know
streaming
that.
for a little bit.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Um, I'm gonna like my voice is a bit hoarse, so I'm gonna go get some tea.
Okay.
So I'll be back in like a minute.
Yep. Sounds good. Okay. I want. Okay, I think we want to do our postmortem here. Oh God, I hate this thing. Oh, did he already do this? Oh. Oops. Um, Jank agents and jank containers. Okay, okay. That's looking pretty good then. Ah, no. Oh, really? All three? That's such a terrible hotkey. Hmm. We could probably come back and do Jank Fatafel Rogue at some point, right? And then we. Okay. Jank Keto.
Okay.
Hmm. Yo. I didn't realize you had filled out the Jank Fatafel stuff in the Figma.
You didn't realize what?
That you had filled out the like Jank Fatafel thing in our
Oh yeah,
roadmap.
yeah. I didn't do the whole post-mortem or anything. I just filled out the bits
Mm-hmm.
because I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, no, I thought, yeah, no, it's great. That's
You
great.
do you want to start with that
Yeah,
instead of
I was thinking we
yeah,
could do that definitely.
cool. I'm gonna watch from the Twitch stream, so I'm gonna be a little bit behind on you. Um,
You could,
my camera isn't in the Twitch stream. Is that
um,
normal?
yes,
Okay, cool.
yes, because no, add a row and then 50-50. What else did I do? I just did animations in VFX, I guess.
So maybe then, so if this is happening like this, I'll stop sharing my screen on Discord because you're not even looking at it.
Yeah,
And I'll
I
probably go into Figma.
well, I
I'll go
could
into
share my
Figma
screen.
myself
I could
because
share,
I think it's
yeah,
gonna be
that
easier.
too, yeah. I could also share my screen on Discord, but I feel like that's always the best, is just to join on Figma as well.
Yeah, cool. Cool, cool.
Let
I
me,
need to turn you up somehow, but I don't actually know how to change the volume on this machine. Fuck is the volume? Can you speak?
yes.
Okay, that's better. I couldn't hear you before. Are you getting an echo?
Nope.
Okay, good, good. Stuff. Figma. Yeah, so I think it's a good idea we do the postmortem just to get on the same page about what's going on next and what's going on now.
Yeah, so we can sync up.
Um,
We can even talk about like the next steps.
Yeah, yeah. I'll it'll be good. Like actually using the Figma might be a really good way to help explain some of the stuff I was trying to explain the other day. Um, anyway, so what are we looking at? Jank Toffel Rogue. Yeah. Okay, cool. So do you want to run the postmortem, or do you want me to run through this chart myself? Or
You can run
I guess.
through what you've done, and I can run through what I've done a little bit, I guess. We can talk about that.
Yeah, cool, cool, cool. So I mean, all right. So I guess not that anyone's listening right now, but like if someone was listening, I'll start from the beginning, kind of explain what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we have this concept of stepping stone games where we create games in order to kind of hone our process, right?
Yeah.
To to try and get better at certain things. And we're kind of aware that like making a fully fledged game is really difficult. So we kind of make these mini games and we try and like set ourselves goals within those mini games for the various systems that we want to create and perfect, right? Or like at least the pieces that we don't know how to do yet that we need to make sure we can do so that we can make a full-fledged game work well. So the last game we created was Jank Fatafel, which was an implementation of a what's basically Viking chess. The actual game is called Hen Fatafel, and we basically just implemented Hen Fatafel and had some goals set for what we wanted to get out of like the experience of doing that, right? And I think the main reason for us to ever implement a game that already exists is so that we can completely skip the part where we do the game design, right? Like we're not trying to design how the game works. We're trying to implement it and make sure that we have all the pieces we need to implement games at all, right? Because if we have a pre-made game design, then we should be able to make a game.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did was so basically the way that I saw this game was that we wanted to make sure that we could integrate art into our games, and we wanted to give you a chance to make some art, like some animations and stuff like that, Matt.
Yeah.
And we wanted to make sure that we could, you know, code an AI or like had some sort of technique that allowed us to use AI in the game. And so that was in the high level goals. And what I tend to do is put, you know, the things I think we did complete well in green, and then the things we didn't complete in red, and then sometimes they're yellow if we kind of completed them. Uh, so for this game, I put that we did build the game. Like the game does work. It doesn't have a great game loop, and it doesn't have like great menus and stuff like that to
Mm-hmm.
tell you like, oh, you won, you lost. But it does work, right? Like if you know that it just disappeared and went back to the main menu because someone lost. So in that sense, we did build out the game, which is good. Um, we experimented with AI and we did like some pretty good experimentation. Like we went a bit further than I expected us to because we did manage to like use reinforcement learning to make the AI and it worked, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's a huge win for us. Um, and we did create interactions and VFX and stuff. You know, we didn't finish them off, but I don't think that really matters that much,
Not
right?
really.
Like
Nah.
I know like we can rotate the swords, right? Like all the swords are they're not rotated right now in the game, depending on what side you take the piece, but we can do that. We don't need to prove to ourselves we can do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think in terms of integration and like you being part of writing some of those visual controllers, I think that was good, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I
but what we
tried to
didn't
rotate
do,
them, but I
sorry, what
couldn't
did you say?
figure. I said I tried to rotate them, but I couldn't figure it out. Oops, that's the wrong Unity project. There
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Like I know that together, if both of us looked at what was going on, we would both be able to figure it out.
we go.
You
Yes.
know, I think what you were missing at the end of the day was just some sort of way to tell what sides the take was coming from, basically. We
Yeah.
hadn't written that into the game because in terms of the game state, it didn't matter to me, right?
Yeah.
So I just didn't even think it would matter somewhere.
Yeah. I really only
Um,
needed the position of like one of the takers.
Yeah, you would have been able to tell right away just from
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yep.
But like, it just goes to show that like passing information down the line isn't a bad thing. It's very cheap to do as well. It won't impact performance to pass information like that
Yeah.
up, up and down the system. So
Yeah.
yeah, like I think for a lot of those moves, like we should be passing an object that gives like quite a lot of information about what's happening.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Because yeah,
Yeah.
um,
Whatever information you can pass. That was the um, if you go down a little bit below this, that's kind of what this code request was. This thing I had made down here.
right, right.
Um, it's basically like just kind of like a list of what um, what animations and VFX we want and what information we need.
Yeah, and therefore why I need to pass to you.
Yeah, exactly. I think this
Yeah.
is a good practice because if we start every um, if we start every prototype like if this is like something we can build up, right? Like that game
Mhm.
object that you're talking about, that every time it's just gonna be, oh my god, it's just gonna be like that same kind of game object that we're passing down the line with all that kind of data, and we can make it configurable depending on the game.
Mhm. Wait, we have two viewers right now. One of them's definitely me. How do we know who the other viewer is?
Or you don't unless they tell us, unless they chat with us.
Oh, okay, I see. Like that, you just get this number, and then if the chat, okay, got it.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah.
Um,
It might be
so
bots. It might be whatever. Who knows?
yeah, sure, sure. I just wanted to know so I understood how Twitch worked. Um, yeah, okay. What was I gonna say?
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you. I
Yeah.
agree with you. Oh, there we go. Arabo88.
Oh, yo, what's up, Arabo88?
You know,
We are talking about our game,
Arabo88. We're looking at on the stream.
our prototype, our stepping stone game. Welcome,
They-
welcome to the chat. Come
Yeah,
join us
they've
in
come
our game
to
development journey.
they've come to understand our process.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good.
We're laying our whole process bare for you to observe.
Yeah, we've decided that the internet gets to see how we try to make games and mostly fail.
Yeah. So yeah, if we fail miserably, you get to learn all the lessons. So yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Hopefully we don't though. That'd be great.
Yeah, yeah, hopefully. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so what were we talking about?
We were talking about getting the right data to me, so that we can. We're basically talking about the async art workflow that we were kind
Yeah,
of
right,
like
right.
figuring out.
So what I was gonna say was yeah. So before Arabo joined, what I was gonna say was the cool thing, like what I like about the way that we're doing things right now is that when we make game prototypes, it's very, very easy for me to add more data to the calls that are feeding the animations and the controllers,
Hmm.
right? Like a lot of the initial prototype that gets created is more about the structure of the game. And then once the structure of the game is there, you can easily sort of, I don't know, like add more data to the various pathways that data travels through,
Hmm.
if that makes sense. And it's not a big deal. Like it doesn't like get in the way of development or anything like that. So to me, like the way that we should probably be doing things is when we're making those initial prototypes, we just like make really quick visuals. We don't really think too much about the data we're passing. We pass the minimum amount or like whatever makes sense to us at the time as we're making the prototype.
Hmm.
And then you can come in later, look at the prototype and say, okay, I want this animation, want that animation, want this. And then we can just like, I guess, enhance the data structure, like the data that we're sending through to encompass everything that you need to like properly animate things,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Totally.
And then if you, yeah, even better, if you learn how to do that, like if you start to understand where the data is flying, you can just add it yourself as you're
Yes.
going,
Yeah, that would be ideal.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is like mega easy. But yeah, so anyway, like if we go back like above to what we were talking about before, we were talking about like the greens that we managed, but I think what we didn't do was we didn't build a full AI, right, with difficulties.
Yeah. Just
We
like.
could have, but it
Hmm.
probably would have taken a while, right? Like to
Hmm.
figure that out because there's a lot to do there. But the goal is really cool. I don't think we should forget about that particular part of the system because the goal really was that we could set up like a reinforcement learning arena and actually auto generate difficulty levels. You know what I mean? And I think that would be really cool if we can
Oh,
get that going.
wait,
Um,
repeat that again to me so I can
so like
process that.
basically the way the AI was created for this game was it was reinforcement learning against a completely random AI.
Yeah.
Okay. So what ended up happening? You're all good. Oh, the cat is. Are you reacting to the cat
Yeah, do
noises?
you have a cat? What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm looking after a cat.
Oh, jeez, I thought it was my
Yeah.
cat trapped in a
No, it's
closet.
it's 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 Halawe. It's actually Arabo 88's cat
Oh, is it?
that I'm looking after because I know Arabo 88.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I
And
didn't know.
maybe Halawe will come over and come on stream. I'm not sure. She just sort of sits in the hallway and cries sometimes.
Mm,
Yeah, see, there's a
Arabo's my
demand for
cat.
the cat on stream. I think I'm gonna
Yeah,
get her
go
one
get
sec.
her.
Yeah.
Wait, Arabo, do you really know James? Is that true? I don't believe him sometimes. Um,
Okay.
okay, now I
You're
don't believe you.
gonna want to stay. This is Halawe.
I don't believe anyone now. Do you guys know each other or not? Now I'm confused. Are you guys gaslighting the shit out of me? Oh,
You're,
that's a cute
you're just
cat.
gonna have to. You're
I'm gonna.
just gonna have to live. I don't think you're gonna get more information than what you already have.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah,
What a cute cat.
the internet's rife with misinformation, Matt. You need to learn to deal with it.
Just stop listening to everyone. I'll just stop listening to you and believe everyone in chat.
Well, okay, this is Halawe. She's
Oh,
on
cute.
stream. Okay, and she doesn't want to be on stream. She wants to run around on my keyboard, I think.
Do her thing. That's
No.
okay.
Anyway, what were we talking about? So what I was saying before
AI.
you asked me to explain.
Yeah.
So basically the way the AI was trained was using reinforcement learning, which is just like brute force playing millions of games
Yeah.
and like getting better slowly, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because I only got to the point where I trained it to beat a random computer, but I made it because in Henfatafel, there's two sides, right? Like it's asymmetrical. And so you've got the defender and the invader. And the defender's job, if you think about randomness, the defender's job is like monumentally easier than the attacker's job because the defender just needs to get the king to the edge of the board.
Yeah.
And so if you're making completely random moves, it's not that hard to randomly accidentally move the king to the edge of the board. But the invader has to surround the king,
Yeah.
which needs like multiple pieces to get into the right spot at the right time. So if you're doing like completely random moves, it's really hard for you to manage that, you know?
Mm-hmm. That
Um,
makes sense.
and so I trained, I used reinforcement learning using the ML agents library in Unity to train a invader to beat a random defender. Okay.
Yeah.
And so it got to the point where it could do that like 99.9999% of the time, right? So it got really, really good at that after training. But of course, like a random defender isn't the same as a human defender because, you know, we're actually going to think about it and very quickly, like when me and you play against that AI, we beat it really easily,
Yeah,
right?
obliterated it. Didn't even stand a chance against me.
Yeah, there you go. So it can't do shit because it only knows how to beat random people, and so like if you're actually acting of your own volition, it just breaks down. It doesn't know what to do.
Mm.
And so, but what we can do, right, is like, and this is the part I didn't get to because it involved kind of writing a bit more like custom Python that extended ML agents a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But what we can do is we can have like, so you train that first AI to be the random AI, and then you train a defender against a random invader, and you get that to beat it 99.99% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then they both get to like, let's say level 1, where they're both good at beating random versions at each other. Okay?
Right.
And then what you do is you train the defender to get to level 2 by freezing the attacker's ability, but having the defender learn. Okay, so the
Okay.
defender gets better, but the attacker never gets better, right?
Right.
You then train that to the point where it's beating it like 99.99% of the time, and then you freeze that, and that makes it level 2. And then you do the same thing in reverse, and you just repeat over and over and over and over
Okay.
again,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
right?
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you repeat that enough times, what should happen is they should become like superhumanly good. Like they should be better than any person can ever be,
Yes.
right? But what I wanted to do was like do that, get it to be superhumanly good, and then instead of having it make moves, right? Like instead of like telling the model like, okay, give me the best move and then just do it, I wanted to like make it rate the moves so that it would tell me what's the best move, what's the second best move, what's the third best move, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then try to modulate the difficulty level by taking like the 10th best move every time to make it an easy bot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah. 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 That makes
But we
sense.
never did that. We never did that experiment because it's honestly kind of like a big chunk of like basically R&D, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't think all of our games are going to lend themselves to like trained AI anyway. Like it works for, I think it'll work for squad combat games. I know we've talked about making squad combat games before. I
Yes.
think it will work for that. And any chess games, like any grid related games. But I think for some of the simpler games, like the one that I'm prototyping at the moment, I don't think it's going to be a good approach. I think we're going to be better off using something simpler or even just programming in really simple rules.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um, yeah. So anyway, so that one's red because I didn't go further with that, and I
Probably a good
also like the
idea.
other one is red because we didn't finish the game loop.
Yeah. Oh,
You
we
know,
we didn't finish the game loop in what
well,
sense?
we didn't finish the full game loop with builds. Like as in we didn't package it. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Maybe we
Oh,
should change
okay.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
wording.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You know, we didn't do it in a way where I would be proud to show someone and they would immediately understand what was going on in the entire game loop. You know?
Um. When they wouldn't know what was going on with the full game loop.
Yeah, like as in you'd start, you play the game, and then when you lose, it just instantly just puts you
Oh,
back in the menu.
we're missing a game
Right.
over screen.
We're missing a game over screen, and nothing's like that good looking, like that kind of
Gotcha.
thing.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Um,
The good looking part isn't the big deal. It's
mm,
I think getting the full game loop though, like, um. Anyways, we can actually get into that because I think that might be an important thing to explore for the next prototype. But we can get into that when we talk about that. Let's finish this first.
yeah. Yeah, anyway, so I think going over the high level goals is really the most important thing to do here. Um,
Yeah.
Other than like the other things we don't have to discuss here unless you have questions about them. The real thing is like the post-mortem piece. Like, how do you feel like the game went? What do you think we should focus on next based on this game? You know, that kind of stuff.
I think I think the
Well,
main
not
thing.
even what should we focus on next. Like, it's
Yeah.
post-mortem, so it should be all about. Yeah.
So I think the biggest difficulty we had was really the what we talked about, kind of like um our code to art data pipeline.
Hmm.
That was probably the toughest thing because it was really hard for me to kind of get in there and do anything without spending a few hours trying to pick apart the code.
Yep.
And that's because we're still kind of like uh, going from the ground up with this stuff, and it was
Yep.
kind of uh, like very prototypal, prototypical. Anyways, so that was a bit uh, maybe frustrating for me a little bit
Okay.
at certain points, but
Do you want to
understandable.
throw in do you want to throw in a little ball? Actually, you know what? I'll do it while you're talking so that you can talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that how or I think we're just writing it. We don't have to have the. Well, you can put a box, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll just do the same thing we did above.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I got it.
There were moments where it was frustrating and moments where I managed to get things to work, which was nice. So it was both frustrating and enjoyable when I could get things pretty easily. But
Yeah. Oh my God. What have
I
you done?
think ultimately, yeah, I think if we focus a lot on that data pipeline in the next one,
Hmm.
or just like, I think had we focused on the data pipeline a bit more, we could have had more, maybe a little bit more polish on the game.
Okay.
Mainly because I wasn't able to get that to a level of polish I was happy with, mainly because of that data stuff.
Because you weren't able to get like the, oh my
Oh,
God, what is
what have you
happening?
done?
I can't get this fucking text to go to the
Dude, wait,
front.
wait, 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 wait.
It will not work. Try.
Whoa.
See?
Wait, wait, wait.
It's a bug.
Oh no. That's what you
See?
tried to do.
You just did
Whoa.
exactly what I did. Okay.
Whoa. Whoa. Wait a minute. Wait, wait. I know why. I know why. Wait, wait, wait.
I don't think you do.
Yeah, I do.
I think it's a bug. I don't
Bitch.
think you know why.
Bitch. Bitch. Wait, why is this happening? Because it's a group. There we go. Wait a
Yeah,
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
oh,
Wait,
okay.
wait, wait, wait,
Ungroup it.
wait.
Ungroup it.
No,
Okay,
don't
cool.
ungroup it.
Ungroup it again.
I didn't ungroup it.
Ungroup it one more time. No,
Oh,
it's Figma. It's being fucked up.
yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
One sec.
There we go. Wait,
Wait,
there's
what? You
something.
just turned it off.
Oh God, no, wait, 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 wait. That's why.
On the solution.
What the hell is wrong with this text? We look so stupid on stream.
Hey, look, this is what I've decided to do. I've decided to make a new. No, this happened to me the other day, and it was really annoying. Like there's some sort of bug in Figma. Okay, here we are. Now, if I start typing, is it gonna disappear? No. Okay, if we do this, it's gonna it disappears. Like,
Dude,
okay, whatever. You know what? I'm just gonna put it on the side here, and we'll deal with this later. It's fine.
okay.
So, data art pipeline was hard for Matt to be independent in. That's what I'm gonna put. Independent in. Because like that's what it's all about at the end of the day, right? It's like you being able to independently get what you need,
Yep.
right? And it makes me wonder, like, so
Makes me sound like a bit of a baby, but that's okay.
no, it's a very good point. Like the
Oh,
thing is,
fucking
I'm in sort of my own world, right?
mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my own world when I'm coding, and I know exactly what's going on everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So like having to come in from the outside and figure it out, it's not always the easiest
Well, it's
thing.
also because we dev like really asynchronously as well.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have very much time together to like
Mm-hmm.
really go over it.
Yep.
I mean, now that we're streaming, we might because
Mm-hmm.
like if we're weekly doing this and we're like actively going in the code, we'll probably easier to understand.
Ye-
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. The one thing I was gonna say about this is maybe a solution is to pass the entire state all the time, or make sure that the entire state can be accessed by the controllers in the sense
that
that
could make
like
sense. Yeah.
yeah, so like the controller get like for example, you make a controller like for a piece that like
The
gets taken.
entire state, like
Yeah.
everything on the board and like the board and
Well, a reference to it. Like the like we wouldn't like be copying the data. The data only exists once, but like I give you like an object that says this piece got taken. This is the state of the board now.
okay.
Um this is the taking piece,
Gotcha.
you
Gotcha.
know?
Gotcha. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And then you can do whatever you want. If you want to see that like other pieces are nearby, like to do other kind of artifacts, you can, right? Because you have the access to the whole state. So
Excuse me. Yes. Totally. Okay. But anyways, yeah,
yeah.
we can think of solutions after. Um, what else do I have in my mind about this one? Because I did have some specific things I wanted to point out. Um, I think that um, I think that we got to a really cool place um, at the level of polish we got to. Um, with the sound effects and the different effects that we had, and having like an actual board game. I feel like for the first time because before
Yeah.
this was just tic-tac-toe, right? Which is
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
We made it a bit more advanced as 9 by 9 grid with stuff taken with somewhat complex
3D,
taking. Yeah, exactly.
3D,
Um,
and yeah, exactly, like a somewhat complex game, and the and an AI to play against, uh,
oh yeah, AI
which
was
was
cool.
really like all of that, like even though we didn't get to the level of polish we thought we would, maybe we had
Yeah,
like we had like an objective in terms of polish that we wanted to hit. We didn't hit it, but I think where we landed, shoot for the moon and fall among the stars kind of thing,
hmm
was cool. And yeah, I think overall, like the level of polish that we got to was pretty cool. Um,
nice.
and then I think that another negative, not negative, but like I think that what happened is we were highly motivated right at the beginning,
hmm
and then we fell off gradually, almost like
Okay,
exponentially falling off, right? Like we were super high, and then like we kind of like stopped near the end. Um, I think
right.
that
All right.
I think that like uh, what really hurt the missing polish was that we we started off at the beginning like super strong, and then we fell off, and once we got the game to the point where we could start adding that polish is when our momentum pretty much fell off completely. I mean, that was due
Right.
to a lot of different factors, like me having kids, whatever it is you do. um,
Yeah, it was really a selfish of you to have kids halfway through game development.
it was, wasn't it? Did I have them halfway through? I did,
No, you
yeah.
didn't. I'm joking.
Yeah, I can't remember if I had them.
How
It's
old are
been
they
a
now?
They're gonna be a year in April.
Yeah, okay, it was no, they were already very much
Alive. When
yeah,
we
yeah,
started, I think you're right. I
very
think
very
you're right.
much born.
um but the thing is, I think that I think we would have gotten to a higher level if we had, um, instead of being like, you know, super motivated at the start and then having it fall off. If we had been like, uh, just more like less hardcore but more consistent throughout. You know what I mean? Like less
Yeah.
focused at the start and
hmm
just and then not focused at the end and just more consistent throughout the entirety of it. I
Yeah,
think that was like a big thing that hurt us for this project.
I think you're right. We were too sort of volatile,
Yes.
too volatile
I think that's where the
in
idea of doing these streams kind of came from, because
yeah,
it will bring a certain level of consistency, um, to our development, because we're really going to be able to like hone in on the things that are lacking when they're lacking,
yeah,
because of the way we had this volatile motivation curve. What ended up happening is that we got certain things to a certain point of development, and then what would have, like, things that I could have used to get my level of polish out near the end, just like weren't getting done, or like
very,
things,
yeah.
certain effects that I could have made to add to the polish,
hmm
or menus that I wanted to polish and make, or sounds that I wanted to add. I just didn't add,
hmm
like a I didn't add like an ambient music, or I didn't add like a death sound effect.
Yeah, or
And I
like camera post processing or something.
Yeah, whatever it was. I had like a list of things I wanted to do, and I just didn't do them.
Yeah,
And that's just because we fell off.
yeah,
I think if one of us falls off, both of us fall off, and I think if we both remain consistent, then we
and we'll be able to
neither of
pump
us
something out.
will fall off. Yeah.
Yeah. I get what you mean. The serve element, like I've been thinking of the same thing. There's a certain element of like just do it, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
to all of this. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know that sounds like dumb and like really simple, but like I keep so what ends up happening to me is that, like well, like oh, for fuck's sake, God damn it. Okay, I'm putting it here. Um there. What keeps happening to me is that I take on too much at the same time. And like last year, I took on that sock game thing that I was telling you about. I should not have done that. I knew I shouldn't have done it, and I did it, and I shouldn't have, and that was bad.
Hmm.
And but at the same time, I also did a bunch of other smaller side projects, which I think are good, like doing game jams and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And every time I do a game jam, it makes me be like, why aren't we making games faster?
Hmm.
Why aren't we getting our games out there? Because like it's amazing what you can get done in 2 days if you like really just put your mind to it and sit down and do it and
Yes.
maybe cut corners and stuff like that.